opptak. God morgen, takk for at dere kommer inn i vårt webinar i dag, og som vi måtte utsette egentlig fra forrige uke, grunnet litt utfordringer, men vi setter på igjen i dag, så takk for at dere kunne være med på det. I dag har vi fått besøk av en kollega av oss som sitter i Vest-Europa, som skal presentere et ganske interessant tema for mange. Så han kommer til å presentere på engelsk, og så kan dere selvsagt bare stille spørsmål på IM-vinduet, eller sende spørsmål i etterkant hvis dere ønsker det. Dagens agenda først en tema på Microsoft 365, hvor vi ønsker da å gå gjennom hvordan du kan dra nytte av de forskjellige verktøyene som finnes i Microsoft 365. Og så kommer vi til å gå over til serviceavtalen, som heter Advanced Support for Partners. Og helt på slutten så kommer vi til å få en oppdatering angående Microsoft University, som Microsofts eget rekrutteringsprogram. Og helt på slutten så kan vi stoppe for å ta noen spørsmål, eller så vil jeg bare nevne noen oppdateringer i forhold til Microsoft Inspire. We're going over now to the first agenda of today, which is rethinking the modern workplace business with Microsoft 365. So thank you for coming into the call and taking this introduction, Spartak. So I'll give the word over to you.
Thank you very much, Maureen. Just a second to load my deck.
Yep, we can see your screen. Spartak, we can't hear you. Are you still muted, perhaps, from your side?
No, here I am, but my deck keeps disappearing.
Okay, I'll take over from my side and present your deck, if that's fine.
Okay, let me just try again.
Okay.
Please go ahead, Maureen.
Okay. I'll just share my desktop. Okay, just let me know when you can see my screen. Yeah.
Yes, I hope everyone can see it now.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so next slide, please. So let's start with some market context. First of all, since the bring your own device trend started back in 2009, we've seen many more different types of devices that are being brought into the workplace. So it's no longer on just company-owned PCs that people use. And as a result, the expectations for all of us as cloud providers have changed significantly because customers are now expecting to work across a multitude of devices, anywhere they are and at any time. And small to mid-sized businesses now also recognize that supporting these different remote work styles is very critical for them to be able to attract and retain employees. And this leads businesses to start allowing employees greater connectivity to business information from even personal devices, whether it's accessing business email on an iPhone, for example, or enabling employees to work completely remotely. Next slide, please. One of the reasons that so many businesses support such a diverse environment is because their success depends on ensuring that their employees are connected to the right people and information at the right time, and they can make informed decisions at any given point of time. Next slide, please. This introduced three big changes. First, our customers and US partners end up managing multiple clouds, which is a bit inefficient and brings upon a lot of security, provisioning, and single sign-on challenges. Next slide, please. The second problem is having to maintain on-prem infrastructure, such as domain controller, firewalls, group policies, file shares, etc. I'm sure you are well familiar with these challenges. While this on-prem infrastructure was once the de facto IT standard, it's now becoming marginalized, mainly because it's too expensive to maintain at one point. And the last problem is that businesses have had to sometimes trade off giving employees tools to access business information remotely, while at the same time protecting company data. And many times these trade-offs are too great and the customer has to choose one or the other. How do we get out of this? How do we collectively deliver enterprise level capabilities to even the smallest business, while at the same time being secure and reducing costs? Next slide, please. So let's consider a typical small business that has grown over the last decade or so, starting from a couple of people at an apartment to, let's say, 20 plus in an office building. As new people were joining the business, PCs and devices were purchased, often through retail, sometimes through a partner. And the business owner has been meaning to bring in an IT expert or hire someone in-house, but hasn't really gotten around to it yet, being too busy growing the business. Next slide, please. So the result is an ad hoc mixture of Windows and Office versions and editions. But most concerning for us, there's no guarantee that PCs and devices are up to date, and that even standard security policies and best practices have been implemented. Next slide. So the only way to really start to solve all of these problems will be to put the user at the center of everything. Bring together the data, devices, and apps in a single solution that really enables the customer to fully move away from on-prem technology, so they can embrace the cloud for all of the productivity, management, and security needs. Next slide. So this is what brought Microsoft 365 to life. We analyzed the small and medium business customer needs and market context and came to the conclusion that they basically, our customers basically need three main things. So first of all, work from any device and any location. Have a peace of mind, not to worry about security at all. Use the newest technology to enable collaboration from any location and on any device. And in general, not to worry at all about IT, deployment, setup, maintenance, or support. Next slide. When we talk to businesses of all shapes and sizes, we hear some common themes. How do we improve security to keep our users and companies safe and secure? Of course. How can I be more strategic, looking forward, yet also balance my time so I can go home at nights and weekends and still keep on working? How can we help users be happier with the technology that they're using, allow them to be more productive, more creative? But ultimately, how do we do more? How do we do more with less? There's a lot of complexity and a lot of need to simplify. And this presents us with a huge business opportunity. We, as trusted technology advisors to our customers, are becoming responsible to address these questions and lead them through this era of digital transformation. Next slide. And modern IT needs to provide this simplicity and peace of mind through allowing the business to work freely and securely on many different types of devices that are brought into the workplace, and also allowing employees greater connectivity to business information, whether it's accessing business email on an iPhone or fully enabling them to work remotely. Next slide. But the reality is that we are also still living in a world of classic or traditional IT, as you all well know. And there's a real tension here. IT departments that we have built are built around the traditional PC lifecycle, managing images, controlling updates, locking down behavior, protecting users. Click, please. So you need to transition to modern IT today. Our approach is to allow the customers to modernize at their own pace and manage risk in a smart way. Take advantage of the cloud and the modern IT, but also to make sure that we are providing the tools and the capabilities to incorporate this into the existing environments and not necessarily throw everything out. But why move to modern IT? We believe the benefits of a modern cloud-based approach to IT are very significant. First of all, this massively simplifies the infrastructure, as well as reduces the amount of complexity and work required of the IT workforce. This also leads to increased security, fewer moving parts, less surface area to manage and protect. And by integrating all these tools together in a simpler way, you have more control than ever before. And this ultimately drives down costs for you, frees up resources, and lowers the total cost of ownership for our customers. And perhaps most important, allows you to provide your customer with a seamless, connected experience that they need. Next slide. So this is a great opportunity to grow your business in SMB. Now is the right time to start preparing your teams and engaging your customers. We did a study with Forrester, interviewing partners on how to increase, how we can together increase profits through higher managed services, attach rates, and we came back with great feedback that with Microsoft 365 the sales cycles are accelerated. It's a compelling story. The simplified licensing model makes the buying decision easier, and it also makes you as partners stickier with the customers because you are viewed as a trusted advisor, and you have the ability to have multi-year managed service contracts. Next slide. So Microsoft 365 has been built on this premise of digital transformation, which we talked about, that drives even the small and medium companies to invest in technology. And the challenge is how to start empowering employees and fostering this culture of work that embraces the new trends in the workplace. So to deliver on this promise, we are simplifying the customer experience, introducing complete single solution. Next slide. A solution which includes Office 365, Enterprise Mobility and Security, and Windows 10 Enterprise, combining software management and security options into a single subscription. It's one brand across all of our commercial audiences, from SMB to enterprise. You can choose between Microsoft 365 Enterprise and Microsoft 365 Business. And 365 Enterprise is what you've known as Secure Productive Enterprise, available in E3 and E5 version. It's designed for our larger customers with more complex IT environments, while M365 Business is specially designed for small and mid-sized businesses. Brings together Office 365 Business Premium, plus security and management features for Office apps and Windows 10 devices, upgrade rights to Windows 10, and the centralized IT console. So this offering is best for businesses without any formal IT and dedicated IT infrastructure, such as group policy and on-premise Active Directory. Next slide. Microsoft 365 Business is designed to keep company data secure. First of all, ensuring employees can work with Word and Excel, cloud storage, email, calendaring, regardless of whether they're in the office or on the go. It standardizes your customers' devices on Windows 10 and adds cloud-based management and servicing. It also includes mobile application data and device management, even on personal devices. So when an employee leaves the organization or loses their device, for example, you're going to be able to protect your customers' company data, while reassuring the employee has his or her pictures and text messages, whatever personal information they have, remaining private on the personal device. And since it's cloud delivered, you can count on automatic updates to keep your customers' apps and devices current with the latest security protection and features from Windows and Office. And your customers will get to host their data on the same cloud that hosts data from over 85% of Fortune 500 companies. This is all made more efficient for you through the admin console, which not only simplifies things on your end, but gives you self-service tools that can create lower delivery costs and also bring you increased consulting and managed services margins. So bottom line, it helps you compete more efficiently, sell more services, and retain customers better by bringing all of the technology that a small business customer needs at a single per user per month price point. Next slide. So our sales pitch to customers is that it enables customers to achieve more together, anywhere it matters, with always-on security that they can trust, and it's been simplified for their business. Next slide. Until now, we have not had an all-in-one solution like this for small customers, which has made it hard for partners like you to aim to a larger share of their IT budget. And many of you have been looking for ways to get more revenue in areas such as incident level user support, managed security services, training. Now with Microsoft 365 Business, you can, for example, easily create a bring your own device as a service offering as a modular solution with integrated security features and the ability to deliver data protection across Windows and mobile devices with a secure end-to-end managed cloud environment for identity, apps, content, and devices. Next slide. What about Microsoft 365 Enterprise? It's a complete solution, integrates Office 365, Windows 10, and Enterprise Mobility and Security. As we said, it's designed specifically to meet the needs of a larger organization. We are all well familiar with this since last year. Next slide. So here's the sales pitch for enterprise. Again, very simple, unlocking creativity by enabling people to work naturally, providing the broadest and deepest set of apps and services, giving the flexibility and choice of how employees connect, share, and communicate, simplifying IT by unifying management across users, devices, apps, and services, and helping safeguard customer data, company data, and intellectual property with built-in security. Next slide. So let me go a bit further into the simplicity and security value proposition. Nobody likes fragmentation. That goes both for users and for IT admins. And that's why we provide an integrated experience for both. Ensure that IT management is streamlined across users, devices, apps, and services, so that disparate data can be combined and analyzed together. Integrate with existing infrastructures, enabling IT to consolidate and simplify solutions. Supporting hybrid environments with Microsoft 365 Enterprise to provide flexibility to integrate cloud and on-prem solutions. Provide predictable unified updates to have the latest security features, and enabling self-service deployment so employees can configure their PCs with user profiles, apps, and certificates remotely. Next slide. But what about security? Well, Microsoft 365 is powered by Microsoft Intelligent Security Graph. So it provides protection across identity and apps through features like Windows Hello, Touch ID, Credential Guard, Conditional Access, and data and devices through Device Guard, Office data leakage prevention, Azure information protection, and Cloud App Security. It has protection against advanced threats through Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection, Office Advanced Threat Protection. Trillions of data signals being analyzed with machine learning to identify, block, and tackle even the newest malware and hacking threats. Integrated solutions for archiving, discovery, and management to help companies maintain control over the data, stay compliant with policies and regulations, and get ready for GDPR requirements. So overall, security built into all levels of Microsoft 365, physical networks, network and apps, which is making it the most compliant infrastructure on the planet, adhering to all the industry standards and offering advanced compliance functionality. Next slide. So let's dig a little deeper into the Microsoft 365 powered device to see what it can do for a modern workplace. First, security is top of mind for all of us, and it's often one of the very first conversations we have to have when it comes to embracing the cloud for our customers. Second is this conversation around cost and complexity to deploy all of this, using the power of the cloud to ease the deployment of Microsoft 365 powered devices, manage the environment with tools and capabilities that are extensible. Third, bringing the latest innovation to the hands of the end users as fast as possible so that they are more productive and more secure. And finally, leveraging insights to manage the environment in a proactive way. For example, security analytics that can help understand what's going on in an IT environment, or device health analytics that helps anticipate problems with devices. Next slide. It's important to create cost and efficiency savings, but it's also about making sure that we empower users to be in charge, in the center of this modern IT universe, and have a great self-service experience. And finally, we want to make sure that employees can do this at their own pace, that customers can move from a full on-premise management world into a cloud-managed world in a way that works for them. Next slide. And one of the most important characteristics of this modern IT approach, ensuring that users are always up to date. This is critical, making sure they have all the latest features and reliability. One of the best things we can do is to make sure that customers stay up to date, not only on patches, but getting security mitigations the minute that they become available. And so with an always up-to-date cadence delivered through the cloud, we can make that happen. Next slide. For larger updates, we aligned the deployment cadences across Office and Windows so that it becomes more predictable to you. They happen twice a year, roughly in the spring and the fall. And you now have a similar cadence for how you roll out new versions of Office, new versions of Windows, and use this to drive compliance to your customers. Next slide. One of the most important characteristics of Microsoft 365 powered device is also the ability to use real data and create proactive insights. This is very powerful. We derive data, telemetry, and insights from across the range of applications, operating systems, and infrastructure globally, and return it to you to get perspective and insight on what's actually happening for users every day. Features like Windows Analytics help you diagnose and fix issues. It can drive deployments and help make sure users stay up to date. Next slide. So through the combination of data and telemetry coming from a broad range of machines across the planet, we can provide insights into what's happening on individual devices, no matter where they sit in your entire IT estate. Next slide. So to sum it up, it's about making sure the devices are secure, users are empowered to drive their own experience in an environment that's easy to deploy and manage, keeping releases always up to date, so customer organizations are secure and users have a great experience. But the fundamental theme is all about ensuring IT just works. It's powered by proactive insights from around the organization, and ultimately using a Microsoft 365 powered device is the best way for your customers to experience all the powerful functionality of Microsoft 365. Next slide. So now that we discussed what this set of offerings can deliver, next step should be to engage our customers. So start with identifying and reaching the decision makers. At small and medium-sized businesses, decision makers, as you know, we range from the CEO and other C-level leaders to IT directors. So begin by identifying these decision makers, open a conversation about modern workplace challenges and solutions. Use our security and compliance assessment tools to provide a proactive end-to-end assessment of the risks that these customers face. Show them exactly where they're strong and where they're vulnerable to establish a starting point for follow-up solutions. And then map the Microsoft 365 solutions to their needs and present solutions tailored to each customer's specific goals and needs. Next slide. So before you jump into a conversation, think about your customer. What do you know about their business and the way their business works? Planning on starting the conversation with questions like, do you know who is accessing your data? Can you grant access to your data based on risk in real time? Can you quickly find and react to a breach? Can you protect your data on devices in the cloud? But also, general questions such as how many employees do you have? Are they all in one office? Do you have salespeople, for example, that are on the road or in multiple offices? How do these different departments interact? Do they collaborate on documents? How often? So answering these questions will help you figure out which elements of Microsoft 365 to emphasize during your pitch, your modern workplace pitch, and open the discussion around productivity, collaboration, but most importantly, security, which is how we lead the conversation around modern workplace most of the times. Next slide. So how do we talk to SMB customers about security? Well, here are some insights. We did a qualitative study talking to SMB owners about enterprise mobility and security. They were asked what would ultimately drive an enterprise mobility and security purchasing decision, of course, if the cost was acceptable. And that's what we heard mostly as feedback. For those, first of all, ease of integration. That's a big concern, given the long list of features that we have. Many of these features the customers are viewing as being too much. The responses from larger organizations were also driven by the extensive feature list, but not because of easy integration, but because of the cost that they have to pay consultants to manage the integration process. Ease of use, this was also a top factor. All of the permissions and controls have to be easy to set up and manage once integrated, but also easy for employees to understand and use. Next slide. So that's why when selling modern workplace to small and mid-sized businesses, we need to start simple and then look to upsell, cross-sell over time. Once you've established your position as a trusted partner, then you can feel free to offer add-ons as an alternative to a larger SKU or suggest an easier bundling approach. And also don't forget to always check to ensure that your customers are using security and compliance features that they've already purchased, because there are many features that aren't often turned on. Next slide. And even if customers' complete security environment may include a mix of solutions from different vendors, as is often the case, you can feel confident with having Microsoft at the heart of your offering. Because as we said, the security part is built into all levels of Microsoft 365, physical, network, and apps. And customers can choose from any starting point depending on their needs and budget. Secure the front door, secure the content, secure devices. Next slide. These are the 4 areas of security that Microsoft 365 offers as an end-to-end solution. Secure the front door, we mean protection from identity-driven breaches, email attacks, and attacks targeting the operating system. Secure content, meaning protecting content at the time of creation, in transit, and during consumption. Secure devices, meaning covering the whole range of workplace issued or bring your own devices, and overall great user experience, productivity without compromise. Next slide. Even though many small businesses say that security is a top concern for their organization, most are reactive. They fear a breach, but often lack the internal resources to stay on top and have the latest security tools. So that's why we suggest to use our assessment tools and create a 3-step opportunity to proactively drive the security conversation. Next slide. So with the results from such assessments and plan discussions, you will be able to make recommendations for solutions that are based on Microsoft 365 Business, Microsoft 365 add-on products, like for example, Advanced Threat Protection, or Microsoft 365 Enterprise Editions. and then deploy Microsoft 365 with the appropriate security solutions and keep on providing ongoing security services. Next slide. As we said, there are Microsoft 365 plans available to provide the right fit for for customer of any size, and security add-ons which we can use to tailor a solution to meet more specific security and compliance requirements. To find the right starting point, look at the customer scenarios and think about, of course, first consideration being how many users do you want on Microsoft 365, because all SMB plans in Microsoft 365 Business are capped at 300 seats. So customers that need more can choose another product or consider Microsoft 365 Enterprise. Next, whether the customer needs e-discovery, legal hold, remote desktop, terminal services, or advanced voice capabilities. In this case, an Office 365 or Microsoft 365 Enterprise solution is best. And third, and this is very important, if the customer uses group policy to manage their desktop experience or syncs identity from on-prem to the cloud via AD Connect, then they too should consider moving to the Enterprise offering. Next slide. As you can see, selecting a Microsoft 365 plan for your customers requires more than matching their size. The right fit depends primarily on their risk profile, the sensitivity of the data that they must protect, the amount of regulation that they face, how and where their employees access data and apps. But we have solutions to meet all kinds of levels of security risk that customers have, even plans for small business customers who need enterprise level plans. Lower security risk means, for example, no financial data, minimal customer information, limited intellectual property to protect, minimal compliance requirements, while higher security risk is associated with highly sensitive data, financial, personal health, extensive intellectual property, cloud application, heavy cloud application usage, or extensive compliance requirements. Next slide. If you put the security, if you look at the security context in small business, you can see that you can position the right offers for all of the right customer scenarios with the right combination of products and bundles. You have this deck after the presentation, so you can look into this into more detail, but also keep it at hand for reference. Next slide. How do we think about Office 365 versus Microsoft 365? If your customers are, of course, we look at Office 365 Business Premium as a default for any organization, small or medium. But if your customers are considering hybrid exchange, deployment of Office via MSI, or they need legal hold or rediscovery, then they should look to the enterprise plans. And here is where we want to drive a more holistic solution and shorten the sales cycle by selling a single product, which is Microsoft 365 Business. And for customers that have more advanced needs, such as hybrid identity, cloud voice, or they just need more than 300 licenses, then Microsoft 365 is the solution that we would recommend. Next slide. It's possible to change plans later on. It's also possible to add a la carte services to a given plan. Like, for example, one of the common things that many small and mid-sized customers purchase are some advanced security capabilities, such as advanced threat protection in Exchange Online. This comes standard with Office 365 E5, but is also available as paid add-ons to Microsoft 365, so gives you a lot of flexibility for mix and match. Next slide. We've put up a simple upsell guidance for you. We think that you should definitely start by targeting your existing customers that have Office 365 Business, Business Premium, or Pro Plus, and upsell them to Microsoft 365 Business with a fallback to touching advanced threat protection plus Windows Enterprise E3. Next slide. And here's a complete M365 plans comparison at a glance to see what comes with each plan at high level. This is useful to have at hand in your daily business. Next slide. Now let me go quickly through a few customer scenarios to demonstrate how we address the modern workplace challenges in practice. Let's start with a small retail shop, for example, 10 employees, PCs and Microsoft Office bought from a local retailer. Let's say they use G Suite for email, but not for much else. The business is growing. The owner is expressing some frustration with having to spend so much time on IT. Our objective here would be to help these customers see that there are key features within Microsoft 365 Business that could give them peace of mind. First of all, they need to catch up to where the apps on Office 365 are currently and be always up to date. Azure Active Directory can help them control their user access to PCs, and Windows Autopilot can help them with an easy deployment process. They can manage Microsoft 365 Business themselves, and it's very easy to grow and add users. And the security and data protection capabilities in Microsoft 365 Business are the other way to convince such customers to move to Microsoft 365 now. Next slide. Next customer, insurance industry. Let's say a staffing firm manages a large network of contractors working for clients all around the world. Their business is constantly bringing on additional contractors, and the team is starting to take on bigger projects. The contractors are on a variety of versions of Office and Windows, of course, most probably, with no formal identity solutions. They got them on business essentials for email and Skype, but need to get some consistency and also some peace of mind that the work that the contractors manage is protected for the client. So this sounds like we have a ton of opportunity here. The big things to consider should be, first of all, getting all PCs up to date onto Windows 10, joining them to Azure Active Directory to give them the ability to manage the devices and enforce security policies. Windows Autopilot will be useful as they onboard and offboard new PCs and employees. Microsoft 365 Business can help all of their contractors get on the latest version of Office and also enforce policies to save all documents to OneDrive for Business, which is a great way to show to their customers that they have a good business continuity plan in place in an event that a device goes missing. Now, one of the hurdles that the customers have is getting Windows 10 Pro so they can meet Microsoft 365 Business system requirements. Well, Microsoft 365 Business does not come with a full license of Windows 10 Pro, but if the customer has a 7 or 8 Pro license, they do get a free upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. So that's also a good selling point. Next slide. In the legal industry, it's E3, which will help your customers manage and protect their devices, data, and budgets. The customers can also protect their most sensitive data with information rights management and encrypt their content online and offline. We can offer more advanced capabilities with full enterprise mobility and security, the full package, which gives identity, mobile management, and information protection to manage complex data storage needs. Since this customer profile usually has staff that's working outside of the office at a courthouse or on location with client, they might consider PSTN conferencing, so attendees can dial into Skype meetings from virtually any device. Also add cloud PBX to eliminate separate PBX systems. And Skype for Business here, features here could really make life easier for such workforce. Next slide. Next example, 10-year-old insurance agency. They have 25 employees and they're always on the latest and greatest technology. Also have been looking into some of the enterprise mobility and security features, but don't really want to pay that much for it. We see that often too. It also seems complex to them. They don't want or need all of the features. Now this is a real scenario and it's ideal for us. There are customers that have joined their PCs to Azure Active Directory via an Office 365 subscription and their own Windows 10 Pro. But the company is absolutely ready for Microsoft 365 Business. The main concern with EMS is the cost and the complexity of implementing it. And this is the #1 reason why we see SMB customers pass on the solution. Now with Microsoft 365 Business, we're giving the customers a very simple way to protect the company data across all kinds of devices. Last example, 100 employees, financial services. Enterprise C3 would be the solid practical solution here to regularly provide everyone with up-to-date versions of Office applications for both desktop and mobile, but also offer the advanced data protection and compliance tools that they need to protect sensitive data, and advanced threat protection add-on to help them protect against unknown and sophisticated threats in end-user email, attachments, URLs, etc. So, to wrap this up, with the launch of Microsoft 365, you now have the opportunity to use security as the starting point to engage small and medium-sized business customers. 2 partner incentives are in place to help you succeed in growing your business and sales to new customers and upgrade and sell add-ons to existing customers. You will find a very good library of resources on how to build a practice on modern workplace with Microsoft 365, how to sell it right, how to leverage the different business value tools that we're providing, and ultimately drive customer success. Thank you very much. Maureen, back to you.
Thank you, Spartak. So if there's any questions, you can either send me an email, then we can get Spartak that information and he can follow up with you, or you can also just add your questions on the IM window, then we can try to address them after the call.
Yes, so, feel free to contact me directly also if you need anything.
Yeah. So I'll add your contact details on the follow-up information on the Yammer page. Okay. So I'll just take over as a presenter. Okay, then over to you, Denise.
Ja, da fortsetter jeg på norsk. God morgen alle sammen, kan dere høre meg godt? Supert, veldig bra. Mitt navn Denise Stokke, og jeg jobber som Services Account Manager i Microsoft. Og i de neste 3-4 minuttene skal jeg fortelle dere om Microsofts nyeste cloud support-offering for partnere. Og det heter Microsoft Advanced Support for Partners. Denne offeringen har nå eksistert i 2 år. Vi går inn i 3. året, og vi ser at flere og flere partnere melder seg på, fordi de ønsker å skape større verdier for deres kunder, og også vokse i skyen. Når man hører ordet supportavtale, så tenker man, eller i hvert fall jeg, med en gang på reaktiv support, lange ventekøer, og ting tar lang tid før man får pratet med riktig person, og det tar en stund før man får den hjelpen man trenger. Men Advanced Support for Partners ikke en slik supportavtale. Det mer en proaktiv strategisk verktøykasse som skal gjøre deres hverdag enklere og skal gjøre kundene mer fornøyde. Maureen, hvis du hopper videre til neste slide. Supert. Så i detalj betyr det at Advanced Support for Partners, eller også ASFP, som vi kaller det forkortet, bygd opp av 3 hovedelementer, som dere ser i de 3 boksene. Den første delen, den dreier seg om reaktiv support, fordi det også inkludert, og det en viktig del. Det dreier seg om break-fix support, og der hele Microsoft Cloud-plattformen dekket i den. Det inngår ubegrenset antall support-tickets i avtalen, og man har mulighet til å logge support på vegne av sine kunder. Og det betyr jo at man i praksis kan spare mye tid internt ved å outsource support-håndtering til Microsoft, som gjør at man kan bruke tiden på noe verdiskapning hos kunden, i stedet for å bruke tid på support selv in-house. Den andre delen, den andre boksen i avtalen, den går på at man får en dedikert person fra Microsoft Norge som en fast kontaktperson. Og noen partnere, noen av dere opplever kanskje at Microsoft som en dyp jungel. Så med hjelp av en fast kontaktperson det selvfølgelig lettere å finne seg til rette i Microsoft-verdenen. Og det vil automatisk føre til et tettere samarbeid med Microsoft og bedre informasjonsflyt. Det tredje elementet i avtalen gir tilgang til eksklusive trenings- og webinarer, og man kan få hjelp av spesialiserte cloud-konsulenter som gir støtte, for eksempel i reelle kundeprosjekter. Maureen, hopper du videre? Så nå lurer dere sikkert på hva dette koster. Og prisen for Advanced Support, det en fast pris, og den ligger ved $14,550 i året. Med mulighet også for månedlig betaling. Da det 1.250 i måneden. Og så har man også mulighet til å kjøpe noen ting ekstra. Det har jeg ikke tatt med på sliden. Det skal bare være en kort gjennomgang nå. Men hvis dette høres interessant ut, Maureen, kan du hoppe videre til neste og til siste sliden. Så hvis dere har lyst til å finne ut mer om Advanced Support, ta veldig gjerne kontakt med meg, enten på mail, eller telefon, eller via Maureen, eller via hjemme. Jeg gleder meg til å høre fra dere. Takk for meg.
Takk, Denise. Da går vi over til siste agendapunkt for i dag. Da var det Caroline Moan som skal presentere om Microsoft University. Vær så god, Caroline.
Takk. God morgen. Mitt navn Caroline Moan. Jeg jobber som prosjektleder for Microsoft University. Og vi nå godt i gang med Microsoft University 2018. For dere som ikke kjenner så godt til dette, så dette et rekrutterings- og opplæringsprogram som drives av Microsoft for våre partnere, og går for 11. året det går i år. Så vi hjelper våre partnere med å finne de beste talentene, og trener og sertifiserer disse i Microsoft-teknologi. Søknadsfristen for kandidatene var 28. februar, og vi mottok hele 810 søkere til årets program. Vi gjør da screening og førstegangsintervju av disse søkerne, og alle MSU-partnere får da tilgang til disse kandidatene og kan rekruttere disse, men man kan også finne egne kandidater. De som blir ansatt, de kandidatene blir da ansatt hos våre partnere, og de går da gjennom et 6 ukers kurs og tar sertifiseringer på et av følgende områder. Vi har produktivitet med SharePoint og Office 365. Vi har Azure Cloud Platform. Vi har Dynamics 365 Customer Engagement, tidligere CRM. Vi har Dynamics 365 for Finance and Operations, og så har vi Dynamics NAV. Vi har et utviklingsspor, så har vi Business Intelligence and Advanced Analytics, og så har vi også Cloud Business, som gikk for første gang i fjor, hvor kandidatene lærer om forretningsutvikling og rådgivende salg av skytjenester. Start på kurset 6. august, og det betyr at rekrutteringen av kandidatene og påmelding fra dere partnere må skje nå på våren. Og dette kan jo være din mulighet til å sikre deg de beste talentene og få nyansatte som har fått skreddersydd opplæring og har også tatt sertifiseringer og er oppdatert på det aller siste. Så ta gjerne kontakt på Jammer, send meg en mail, så kan vi ta en helt uformell prat om hvilke muligheter dette kan være for deg. Det var egentlig det jeg hadde tenkt til å si. Takk.
Var det noen som hadde noen spørsmål på dette tidspunktet? Nei? Helt til slutt så tenkte jeg på at jeg skulle minne om Microsoft Inspire, som er ikke så veldig langt unna. Det er nå under 4 måneder igjen til konferansen starter, og plassene begynner å bli fulgt opp. Det er i hvert fall ganske mange fra Norge som har meldt seg på. Det er 70 deltakere som har meldt seg på fra norske partnerselskaper. Så vi håper at vi kan få med enda flere. Hvis dere enda er usikre på programmet, og kanskje vil vite litt mer om hvorfor dere skal være med, så er det bare å ta en titt på Microsoft Inspire hjemmesiden. Linken til hjemmesiden eller påmeldingssiden er på bildet. Det er aka.ms/msinspire. Vi har også spurt noen av partnerne våre her i Norge om hvorfor de blir med til Microsoft Inspire, så jeg tenkte at vi kunne dele det med dere veldig fort her, så kan dere se deres respons på det.
Jeg prøver å være med på Inspire hvert år. Jeg synes det er den beste Microsoft-konferansen av de store. De foredragene som er der er ikke tekniske sånn sett, men du får en forståelse på et annet nivå av Microsoft og hva Microsoft driver med. Du får også egen inspirasjon til å bli en bedre person, så Inspire er mye mer da.
Det blir veldig morsomt å treffe andre partnere og kunder på tvers av landegrensene, så vi kan bygge nettverk og kanskje høre hva er det som er vinnende caser for alle andre, og hvordan er det vi kan dra nytte av deres erfaringer.
Vi skal diskutere ny teknologi, og alle mulighetene vi i fellesskap skal skape.
Så er det viktig å følge med på hva er det som skjer i markedet. Vi liker å prate litt med andre leverandører, høre hva som skjer med partnermodellene, forretningsmodeller, nye forretningsmodeller. Er det områder som Basefarm ikke er på i dag, som vi beveger oss inn i og satser mer på, så er det en perfekt arena for å på en måte plukke opp de tingene.
Så da var det et lite innblikk på hva de norske partnerne tenker om Microsoft Inspire, og hvorfor de synes det er gøy å være med på denne konferansen. Så som jeg nevnte i stad, så er det litt over 70 norske partnere som har meldt seg på, og plassene forsvinner unna. Det har vært utsolgt før, så det er greit å virkelig gå inn for å melde seg på nå, før det blir utsolgt. Og samtidig så blir det også litt dyrere frem i tid. Per i dag så koster det litt over $2000. Så hvis man venter alt for lenge, så blir jo det litt dyrere og dyrere. Det er også hotellplasser som har holdt av for den norske delegasjonen på et hotell som heter Signature at MGM Grand. Så hvis man går inn på påmeldingstiden og melder seg på, så kan du samtidig sikre plassen din på det hotellet. Så da har vi i hvert fall flere som bor sammen, og så har vi mulighet til å møte hverandre i etterkant av de forskjellige møtene gjennom dagene. Så hvis det er noen ting dere lurer på, så er det bare å ta kontakt direkte med meg. Jeg kommer til å sette kontaktinformasjonen min også på Jammer-posten. Og hvis du ikke er allerede medlem av den norske partnersiden på Jammer, så anbefaler jeg at dere også blir med der, for der vil jeg legge ut informasjon i forhold til aktiviteter fortløpende. kommer til å komme invitasjoner I forhold til kun de norske eventene som vi har I løpet av denne uka. Så da det Inspire fra 15. til 19. juli I Las Vegas. Så neste partnerbrief blir 11. april, så da ønsker jeg å takke for at dere var med oss I dag. Og så vil jeg ønske dere alle sammen en flott vårdag. Takk for I dag.